This is Ring the Damn Bell, your weekly shot of Sixers news, stories, and heartbreak. Let's go trust the neighbors.
Welcome to Ring the Damn Bell. I'm John.
I'm Sanaj.
And are you disappointed today, Sanaj, like you usually say? We have some
I think there's some reasons to be disappointed.
There are.
What do you think?
Well, we have a little special episode here today. We're normally your weekly shout out for Sixers news and heartbreak. Not quite sure what we call this today, but we're here to talk about Paul George's suspension.
Yeah, we try to possibly meet this weekend to cover it quicker, but our schedule just didn't line up. So here we are on a Monday.
Well, I think it was kind of good. We had a chance to kind of analyze some data, take a look at some things, and hear what everybody's saying. So we've had a couple days to absorb this, kind of think about how it's going to impact the Sixers, talk about the issue itself. But let's start out with the issue is. So Paul George obviously suspended for violating the anti-drug policy for 25 games. He'll be back on March 25th.
This is a controversial one.
It is controversial now. Paul George is, what he mentions. He says he has taken full responsibility. He took some medication.
Who else is he going to blame?
Well, let's play it out there. His statements. We'll read his statements first. He said without reading it, we'll kind of paraphrase. He said he took some medications accidentally. One thing he has been, and you can't take this away from him, he has been an advocate for mental health. Now he says. Kind of implied that he took some medications accidentally because of some mental health issues. We won't really know that unless Paul George himself wants to divulge that down the line. But I think, first of all, let's start
by saying, we're not here to make plight or make fun of anyone with mental health issues or depression. That's not what this podcast is about. That's not what we're about. But there has been some scuttlebutts about what's transpiring behind the scenes and what actually happened.
I think in any situation like this where the information is not going to flow out, kind of transparently, there's always going to be wild speculation. But I'll tell you what, we can talk about what a lot of people are saying. Obviously, it sounds very unusual, and the fact that he was suspended, per the league policy for performance enhancing drugs. Says a lot. So, look, if he's been in the league a long time and, I've listened to all the talking heads, anybody who's been in the league a long time, they know what they can and can't do, or they've been told. So what are your thoughts there, Sanaj? I mean, he's been in the league for a lot of years. He's a 9-time All-Star. He's obviously not going to play any All-Star game this year.
He's been in the league for 15 seasons. Yeah. And as they said, I listened to Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith on the NBA on ESPN show. It's very fishy. Your doctor, if it's not an NBA doctor, that doctor knows that they need to consult with the NBA on the medication list. Now, if he is doing something for mental health, depression, whatever it may be, I don't really understand that world, so I can't talk about the drugs or anything, but they're supposed to consult with the NBA, and the NBA has a list of medications that's allowed. And they made a really good point, Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and the gang over there, is that if when it comes to your mental health, the NBA will make a pass. They will investigate. They will look into it. They're not going to say your mental health is going to deteriorate because we don't allow this medication. They will find a way to make it work. I can't speak to it because I don't know the medications that involves and all this stuff, but what performance-enhancing drugs are in mental health? There could be something. I don't know. But the fishy part is there's a list of medications that's allowed and not allowed. And I can tell you when it comes to the NBA and the money behind what they have between the doctors and science, they have a comprehensive list and they know what's allowed and not allowed. And they will treat mental health. Obviously, there's something very fishy here.
Absolutely. I mean, there are, look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a pharmacist. I know that, drugs that are, kind of performance enhancing are like Ritalin and Adderall, so I'm not going to speak to that, whatever it was. Like I said, HIPAA rules, we're never going to know unless Paul wants to divulge it himself. But yes, it's very, 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 very suspicious. It's fishy.
When I called him Paul stay on vacation, George, I didn't mean it literally.
Well, look, we can speculate all we want about whether this was real, accidental, whatever it may be.
When you have reputable sports figures in the real markets of sports world interviewing analysts, and they're all, not all, a lot of the notable ones with a voice. This is fishy. This doesn't add up.
I'm not in any way trying to defend him. All I'm saying is that we don't know. We don't know what happened. So, we can speculate all we want. Was he taking some type of performance enhancing drug illegally? A lot of things happened. He dropped 9 threes, and then all of a sudden he got tested. You think there's any correlation there? Yeah. So
who took a shot at him of all the people? Dylan Brooks.
I heard that. Yes, they did.
Said he wasn't able to move around too well. Now he's moving around well. What does that mean? Dylan Brooks getting some. Come on, PG, you giving Dylan Brooks something to say?
That's funny. But anyway, well, it's not funny. But anyway, a couple things. You realize that Paul George, in his tenure with Philly, he has played 68 games for the Sixers, and he has missed 62. So he's now going to flip over to the other side, where he's missed more games than he's played. By the time
he was at 52%. He played 52% of the games with Philly since he's been here.
Yeah.
So he's coming back. He's not helping himself. Endear himself to the city. This is a blue collar city.
Yep.
If you lay it all on the line, if you don't get to the end game, you don't get to your goal, but if you left it all on the floor, we love you for life. He's not showing that.
No, he never has. And, he said some things in some clips that we have that we may show later. But anyway, but let's talk about it. Obviously the last, he's going to have played less games than he's missed here when this is done. March 25th comes back against Chicago with, I think you told me, about 10 games left in the season. So they're 10-10 with him this year. Now, granted, recently they started to play better, a little cohesiveness. Paul had that 32.93 game. That's all great. And they started to come along when they're all healthy and they're clicking. They seem to be pretty good. However, the biggest problems with Paul George, and Embiid, but it has been health, right? So, you can glean a benefit out of this and say, okay, he's going to miss 25 games, going to come back right before the playoffs. He should be rested and healthy. So is that a positive here?
Of course, it's a positive. At the same time, it's a cop-out. He just got suspended for 25 games for banned solicited drugs on the NBA list, which he should have consulted and knew about. His doctor should have knew about it. It's all shady to me. His frustration is starting to come out. Yes, he'll be rested for the playoffs. Maybe this helps him in the long run. There's other positives that happen with this. You take the silver lining. Are we going to sit here and say, "Oh, great, he got suspended for 25 games. Now we get some of the luxury tax money back. We get him rested for the playoffs." He messed up, and I don't want to hear this. We're rested. Playoffs, here we come. He needs to be accountable for this. He said,
"Look, I'm not trying to argue that because look, there's no." I guess from a pragmatic perspective, it happened. We're not going to change it. He's out for 25 games. Whatever the reasons were. So you look at it now. You say, the players are, the words are they're standing by him. And they're going to all say that. Whether they are or not, we don't know. I believe they probably are.
No, I think they are.
But at the end of the day, Sanaj, he's out for 25 games, and we can all say how bad he screwed up, and he probably did. I don't know, but
Can I tell you something that Judge Judy used to say? Don't spit on my cupcake and tell me it's frosting. That's what they're trying to do here. We're going to get a lot of money back from the luxury tax with his losing $11 million. Arrested PG. We're going to get to add a player, I think, now that he's suspended for 25 games. So, yes, there's positives, but don't spit on my cupcake and tell me it's frosting.
Well, I'm not trying to spit on your cupcake or even eat it. I'm just saying from my perspective, I'm saying, hey, this is my perspective. I mean, is it, you got to turn lemons into lemonade sometimes, right? And this is a bad situation. He obviously, he very, very fishy. It is what it is, right? But at the end of the day, he was either cheating or he was really stupid.
Right.
And, there's a lot of this, you think about it too. And my wife said this, gave me this perspective. A lot of lack of respect for your team too, right? Because the rules. Whether you think you're above the rule, you think you can't get caught, you're either dumb or stupid. That's a lot of disrespect for you. You're an important part of this team. You're obviously taking up a $50 million a year salary, but you're also one of the best defenders that we have, right? You are averaging 16 points a game. You are, as much as this city will.
You're saying all this. Remember, he's a max contract.
He's a max contract, but as much as we beat down on him for all kinds of stuff. He's an integral part of this team, and he's let the team down.
You know what? He messes up the rotation. Even if he's the fifth option at a max contract, he's still part of the rotation, and we need him in there to make a rotation functional.
Yeah. Now, luckily, we've learned how to play without him, out of necessity. And we do have pieces to fill in. So we'll see. We'll see.
What's very interesting about this is that we didn't ever look too much into the drug ban. We never really had to. The last time I remember something that serious is Iverson and some drugs 30 years ago when he wasn't even caught during the game. He was in a car and he got arrested and they found marijuana, whatever.
Well,
2026. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I looked at this, and there have been there's been 7 instances of 25-game suspensions since 2018.
Right.
So Jody Meeks got suspended in 2018. All performance-enhancing drugs. Wilson Chandler in 2019. John Collins in 2019. Now, John Collins, I think he got suspended for wearing her shorts too short.
The funny part is Joakim Noah, he got caught for a diuretic that was trying to mask PEDs.
Well, yeah, DeAndre Ayton too. He got caught for a diuretic in 2019, trying to mask him as well. Bobby Portis early last year got suspended for 25 games for PEDs. And then there's Tristan Thompson, who gave the same excuse back in 2024 that Paul George gave. It was a mental health issue. So there are drugs that cross over between performance enhancing and
where this blends into me, John, is that Ben Simmons used the mental health card. And I don't want to say it so dismissive, but at the same time Ben Simmons was doing this, he wouldn't play for the Sixers. He kept saying, I have mental health issues.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying, really? Do you really? It's a tough position to be in if you really are having mental issues and people are calling you a liar. So we're not in that game.
No.
But it's fishy.
It is fishy.
In this particular situation is fishy. And honestly, with Ben Simmons, he was trying to get off the team. So
yeah, that's a complete.
But my point was they don't test for THC anymore. If you have an alcohol problem, I think they just send you to rehab and you can come back. I think
correct.
But this is a automatic 25-game suspension.
First violation for PEDs is 25 games. The second, it escalates with the second. Third violation is a lifetime ban. So, 3 strikes and you're out, right?
He's in his 15th season. I don't think he's going to get a lifetime ban.
No, and he's not going, even I hear people say, well, he should just retire. Well, he's not going to give up another $100 million either. He's not going to retire. Right. So, he's losing $11.7 million, which even for Paul George, that's a healthy shot. And, but let's talk about let me ask you this. I mean, obviously with this unfortunate incident, however you may frame it, it does bring us down with the benefit. We get a 50% benefit of that on the luxury tax overage. So now we're, instead of $7 million, we're $1 million and change over. Does that mean we don't get rid of anybody for trim and salary?
Get Eric Gordon the hell out of here.
The commissioner, get rid of him.
Get him out of here. I don't want to see his face. What's the point of him?
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a 2nd-round pick for him and use that later for something else. His NBA.
Yeah. No,
but you know what's funny? Anyway. Paul George has been kind of soft since he's been here. He's been showing up a little bit recently, but he's been soft. And I've seen people say, you need to toughen up. If you're going to be a Philly, you need to toughen up. So what did he do? Did he go down to Kensington, down in Philly, get himself a little PEDs down there? Like, you don't have to be that Philly, Paul George.
Well, okay, that's what you're saying. But anyway, yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, Sanaz, there's a little clip you showed me too of Paul George about somebody thought he was should we play that clip real quick?
Let's play.
There you go.
What's good? So you from Philly?
Hell no.
So there you go. So, Paul.
Why is he that offended to be from Philadelphia?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, someone asked him he's from Philadelphia. They'd be that offended?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, that's so I don't know, buddy. It is what it is. Do
you think this hurts our team gelling and getting ready for the playoffs, or we're better off with him getting rested for 25 games and he comes back at the end of March, beginning of April?
No, it doesn't help us at all. No, this is not a positive. I'm saying you may be able to take some some positive perspectives out of it. This is not a positive. What this team needs is play time together. They need cohesiveness. They need to learn how they need to learn how to play together as a team, and they were doing that. And we started it. Look, Embiid right now, man, I'll tell you what, there is a man who is enough said about him, right? He's on a mission, and when he's healthy, he's healthy.
Is Casey upset with Paul?
Can you hear Casey right now? My dog, she's very upset about Paul George. She's not happy with him.
It's your drug sniffing dog. Keep her away.
Yeah, she is. But anyway, so that's what we have tonight. So anything else from you? I mean, look, I think that to close this out, it's not a positive. I don't think it's not, from a team perspective and from a playoff perspective, this is not the end of the world for us.
No, it's not.
But no matter how you slice this thing, you can't really say this is good for us.
I do want to say, honestly, though, all jokes aside, if he is experiencing any mental health or anything like that, I do wish him the best.
Amen. I agree with that.
That's the truth.
I agree with that for sure. So that's what we got there, buddy. I hope everybody is doing well out there in all the cold weather. This is a Tuesday night.
We're going to have a warm week. It's going to be 35 a couple days.
That's like balmy, and my dog is really not happy. So I better sign off here soon.
Yep.
Maybe this is a Monday night. We'll be back on Wednesday night from the studio.
We have a West Coast swing. We got a bunch of games.
Hey, look, guys, we need you to like and subscribe. Again, like I always say, please like and subscribe, because if you don't, then
Paul George gets that.
Well, Paul George but then Sinaj gets depressed, and we really don't want to have to medicate him.
I don't subscribe. I don't care.
There you go. Hey, everybody likes our hats. I don't know if everybody's seen our Ring the Damn Bell hats.
If you guys want a free hat, hit us up.
If you want a free hat, send me a comment. If we have enough, we have a bunch of them. If you want a free hat, we're more than willing to give some of these out.
I did say when the Sixers piss me off, I'm not wearing a Sixers hat.
There you go. But anyway, they're nice hats. We're not selling them.
Free.
We will give them away to our most loyal subscribers, who want to comment all the time. But anyway, that's all I got. Sinaj, hope you have a nice evening. Go Philly tonight.
As well.
We need a W, and we will see everybody on Thursday again.
Yep.
Ring the Damn Bell. Out.
Out.
See ya
Later.